Cold the morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. Know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Tuesday, August 25th. We got Major League Baseball on tap here today, a full slate of games, all night games here today, 3 in the WNBA. And to start things off, it is Tuesday, so we got, UFC, Dana White's Contender Series here tonight. You're going to want to check it out here at the Sports Money Network. We're going to have Contender Series action from Las Vegas here. It's $40 is all it takes to get into the Apex here. Readily available. See one of the best sports bargains in town. And we'll have VB MMA picks tonight. You can go to the live tab and see the picks, see the show. Where's my, I know I had a promo. Well, I got this old promo. There we go. But we did have this week, our special guest here was Liam Picks Fights. And we previewed the fight card tonight, all 5 fights at the UFC Dana White's Contender Series. You're going to want to check that out. You're going to want to check out the main event with Bella Mir, the daughter of former heavyweight great Frank Mir, taking on her opponent tonight, and 4 other fights. Who's going to get a contract tonight? There have been 10 fights so far and 10 contracts. It doesn't mean you win. You get a contract, though. One of them, they gave it to the loser. One fight did not receive a contract to the winner. But still, averaging one contract per fight. So see the newest UFC contenders with the Dana White Contender Series video over underneath the live tab. Get ready for the action tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific. That's when the fights will take place. But we've also got this evening. There will be sometime tonight. Sometime tonight, there will be VB MMA picks. I don't know if we're going to go right up against the Contender Series. I think they needed a little bit earlier, so we'll try to see what we got there. But we do have the Contender Series show up there ready and available. All right. You can get more picks from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. I'll have my premium picks here today. We had some winners certainly yesterday as well here on the show, as well as on the show. We did come home with a few winners yesterday on the card here. Didn't hit my 2 premium baseball plays, but we did have some winners in tennis. We had Tijen over Yastrzemska yesterday, Sapulin over Hugo Grenier, and among others, and Bonzi as well over the Magic Man, mama. So check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon. We also had a clean sweep of the soccer plays there yesterday. We had Fulham and Chelsea over, Bologna and Lazio under, and Osasuna and Levante under. So we swept all those. So I'll also send you my cover the spread video every day when you check it out over at winnable.com/Ramon. Subscribe for free and get those free picks as well. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off the premium pick package. It's just 38 cents a day. And now that we're in football season, you're going to want to be subscribed for sure. So check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon for more premium plays. We're going to give you some great picks here right now, hopefully, going over the previews. But check me out over at winnable.com. All right, say hello to the folks in the chat and then get going with the show here. Maybe do a little recap. We've got here, looks like Nick Handy's ready to go with some U.S. Open qualifying there, it looks like. Is that what that is there today? And although it could be, I was just going to check it out and see. We got action here in North Carolina. We've also has action in Mexico. There's Ryan in the chat. There's Bobby Mack in there. And who else is joining us here? Blake M. ready to go. And Jimmy as well says going to be another great night of Little League and Contender Series there. Yes, can't wait for tonight. Great. We got that. We got to update our Little League schedule tonight here. And, there is that one book there. I know everybody's been up all in arms, don't bet on Little League, but obviously there is a book you can do it. And we got the big game man here, Japan and Mexico. Can't wait for that one. Then got Alabama in there taking on Washington today. Canada there has looked pretty good, but they're going to be up against it there, up against South Korea. And then you've got another great one tonight with Ohio there and Bayonne. So, all right, should be a good night. All right, let's get to it here. Just recap some of the action here from yesterday, maybe a little bit, and see how we did on the show yesterday on the morning steam, because I know we had a few winners anyway here on Monday. And get the script going here and get the winners going here. We had Boston over Miami there yesterday as Miami took a 2-1 lead late, but Boston ends up winning it 4-2. But we did have the under here on the morning steam show for our winner there yesterday. So a little bit of credit there, taking the under there in that one with the Red Sox as they came back to win. They're 4-2 over Miami. Anthony Siegler had an RBI triple in that one. Boston has won 7 of 9. It was Tampa Bay 4-1 over Detroit in that one. And Tampa Bay, John Aranda, home run there in that one. Detroit's lost 9 of 10. They're going backwards, that's for sure. Also, it was Washington clubbing Colorado. Dalen Lyle homered and drove in 5 runs, and Cade Cavalli won his 4th straight start. We can't stop singing the praises of Cavalli. Colorado lost their 7th in a row there, and did have a first 5 here on Washington yesterday. Might have had let me see. Maybe we had the under there in the first 5. Either way, Washington wins at 13-3. Let's just go with that. Texas 11-2, crushing the White Sox there yesterday. Big performance for Texas. Breakout win there offensively. Corey Seager 3 hits and 3 RBI. Burger time home run in that one. Cleveland did beat the Angels 4-2 and got it done. We did have a first 5 winner there in that one under. With Parker Messick and Klassen. Did go under there, certainly. Austin Hedges' 2-run home run was the difference. Pittsburgh beat the Padres 3-2 in 12 innings. Padres tied it late, but Pittsburgh went on for the victory there yesterday. And it was for Pittsburgh, Esmer Valdez with a home run there. In that one, Cubs over the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-0. Diamondbacks could not score in the game, and Gausman pitched well for the Cubs in that one, getting it done. Conforto and Carson Kelly had back-to-back home runs. Seattle 9-2 over Philadelphia as Cal Raleigh had 3 home runs. The Mariners hit 5 total, and Philly had won 9 in a row, but they lost that one. Also, Minnesota rocked the Athletics 9-6. You know that one was going over as Minnesota was able to crush. Luke Keechel had a 2-run double. The hits were flying all over the place, however, in that one. And we did have the over there in the first 5 in that one. And certainly did, let's see, 2, 4, 5. I don't think it did go over, actually. And San Francisco over Cincinnati 5-0. There, I know we had a winner in that one. We actually went with Wisenhunt there on the run line over Chase Burns, and Burns gave up 5 runs in the first 2 innings, and it was 5-0 final. So the Giants get the win. WNBA last night, Golden State finally figured out Minnesota and beat them on the road, and it was Los Angeles over Atlanta yesterday, plus 9.5 on the spread. Atlanta won the game, of course, but they can't cover any spreads for some reason. LA held on there for the victory there in that one. We also had them in the first half here on the show.
Final.
All right. Welcome to those of you just joining us. Let's see here. Trevor Davis. Good morning. Thank you to Trevor. All right. Let's get started here. Just a baseball card and a couple NBA. So I'm ready. You're ready. Let's talk Major League Baseball. And Bobby Mac's ready for some of the soccer action here today with some Champions League going on and some Carabao Cup in England here. Lots of action. Okay, I'm ready. Here we go. I'm talking Major League Baseball here with you today, and it's going to be the Rays taking on the Tigers. Ian Seymour goes for the Rays in this one, $1.35 favorite for the Rays. Seymour may require an opener here in this one. Reportedly, Legumina will open for Seymour. Doesn't look like he need an opener the way he's been going, but Jackson Jobe goes for Detroit here. He's got a 4.5 ERA and a 1-1 record. Tampa's had their problems, but they've won 2 in a row here right now. And the Tigers, they've really hit rock bottom here now. They're toast. They were already, but with this losing streak, it only seems to get worse right now. And with Seymour out there, I've got to like his chances to come out there and probably have a pretty good start, I would think, right now. I mean, Seymour's been pretty solid overall. And, you're going up against this Tigers team where, I don't know, but the offense has kind of lost its way there. They picked it up for a while because they weren't very good during the season. But then, all of a sudden, we're looking pretty good. But now Jobe, he's only appeared in 3 games. He just shut out the Giants in his first start back. But then he got shelled by the White Sox. And then he came back with another good outing. He's actually had 2 good outings, but 1 really bad outing, so the numbers don't look too good. Seymour let up 3 runs in his most recent start, but that was against the Blue Jays. He's really looked kind of awesome here lately, as he's thrown 6+ innings in 4 of his last 6 starts, and his K rate has far superseded his walk rate now. All of a sudden here of late, his walk rate has dropped dramatically, and that's been a part of his improvement for sure. Now, Tampa Bay, not the best situation here for them offensively, but I think they're, still they're elite. They've got a tough lineup, and overall, I mean, they were top 2, but they're probably top 3 against right-handers on the season, and they're averaging 3.5 earned runs and 6.6 hits in their last 10 starts against right-handed starting pitching. So they're cruising along here. I'm going to take them in the first 5 in this one. I got to take the Rays here. Let's lay it here -0.5 in the first half from the first 5 here in this one, and that price probably about I'd imagine it might be even money or so. Let me make sure I get this. But I'm going to take the Rays here in the first 5 in this one over the Tigers. This Tigers team certainly in a world of hurt here right now and not able to recover from this. So give me the Rays here in the first 5 at. I'm going to take a minus $1.30. Actually, I'm not going to lay the. I'm going to take a money line here. That's about the game, same money line as the game. So we go to the chat here real quick and start getting your plays together here. And good morning to RPL Marino, Richie Rich there. Hey, Richie Rich has been around. All right. Nice to see you there. And we've got Ryan Muller here. He's on the Rays. 9 Legacy Tigers money line. And Blake's on the first 5 there, minus a half. Probably should have went with Blake there, laid it with this Rays team right now. They're hitting their stride. They're gonna get this wild card in there. I mean, this wild card, this division title. They're gonna hang on for this division title here. Yankees putting on the pressure right now, but the Rays just keep finding ways to keep winning. As long as they're at home, right? I mean, on the road they're still above 500, but at home nobody's won more than the Braves in the American League. Okay. Next up, let's keep it moving here today with the Red Sox. They're taking on the Marlins with Peyton Toll. Goes here for the Sox. Sox have won 4 in a row. For Toll, 3.07 ERA, 8-6 record overall. He's been a really nice find here for the Red Sox. Going up against Tyler Phillips, 3.67 ERA and a 3-6 record. The Marlins had won 3 in a row before they ran into it yesterday. Like I said, they got a 2-1 lead there, but that was just woke up Boston a little bit as they went out for the 4-2 victory there. And for Peyton Toll here, a 218 batting average against and a 281 BABIP. For Tyler Phillips, comes in here. The Marlins are 4-9 to the under with Phillips starting here this season. 248 batting average against and a 281 BABIP coming into this one. So look, Miami, they're actually at home here, 28-39 to the under. But ironically, 38-28 as an underdog. But a lot of those are on the road. They're mostly an under team at home. And, Boston here, they have won right now. Like I said, 4-game winning streak here. But they have gone over in 7 of their last 10 on the road. But again, I just feel like when Miami's at home, it's been more of an under. And when it goes over, it's because they're on the road and they're an underdog. Being a home dog is kind of a strange role here, although I do think that Peyton Toll might have a pretty distinct advantage here over this Marlins lineup today. Still a pretty big price, but man, they won it yesterday 4-2 still, despite being just a modest favorite. So let's see what you think, though, here in this one, because this is definitely going to be a bullpen game here, I think, for the Marlins, even though Phillips. This is a situation here where for Tyler Phillips, I mean, he's sitting in this 5th spot in the rotation. We saw him appear in bulk last time. Last time he started against the Phillies. So when he pitches, it's just become a bullpen game altogether. Now, look, they'll have Bodnick in there, I'm sure, as well. But I don't know. He sucks. Just looking at who's going to be in there. So I don't know, man. This feels like a spot for the Red Sox here. This one, I'm going to take them here. Red Sox first 5 today. Give Boston here in the first 5, and this one I'll take Boston, and we'll lay it. Let's see what we got here for that first 5 price right now. We go ahead and lay this short run line here, I think, in this one today. Boston at minus a half at, seems like about minus $1.15 maybe. I'm going to punch it in here right now. Oh man, they're $1.30 on the money line here in the first five. That is a lot. No, they're not. Come on. I'm just seeing it wrong here. Okay, there we go. I've got it now. Give me Boston here in the first five at -0.5 at -110. All right. Keep it moving here on the morning steam show right now. And next up, let me get the plays from the group here. We got Bobby Mack is on the Red Sox on the first five, and Nine Legacy says he likes the Marlins today. Nine Legacy, they like the Marlins. All right. Rockies on the road taking on the Nationals here. And for the Rocks, this looks like a bullpen game for sure, man. The Rockies are sucking here big time. Going up against the Nationals, they suck too, but they did win yesterday's game just 13-3 as they smoked the Rockies, got the offense together. This seems like it's going to be, we've already seen this season Washington beat Colorado 8-0. 13-3. Colorado's terrible on the road. At least the Nationals, as a favorite. They're 18-11 as a favorite. Of course, you're supposed to win as a favorite, but pretty good numbers there. I think Washington here probably a pretty good situation for them today, going up against the Rockies bullpen on the road. So you got Alvarez. He's been solid enough. 3.6 ERA, just a 2-5 record, but 1.34 WHIP. Nothing too special here, but when you're going up against the Rockies and it's a bullpen game, I mean, what more can you ask for? Except maybe if it was in Colorado. Now, their opener here for or the bullpen game for Colorado is because, unfortunately, Kyle Freeland has come up injured, and they said that Freeland has a sore neck, probably from watching all the home runs flying out. He's got injured his neck. So we could see here Mason Adams, a prospect here. He was traded to the Rockies on the trade deadline as in the Brenton Doyle trade. Adams is a 26-year-old right now. The Rockies pen is so bad. I'm going to go first five, though, here, going up against this untested left-hander here. Give me the first five in this one. I'll go ahead and lay it with the Nationals here in the first five. And see if we can't get Alvarez here. The Nationals are just 4-7 with Alvarez on the mound, but he is 3-7 to the under. I think he's been a victim of a little bit of lack of run support. Well, they did pick up that offense finally yesterday, and maybe against this bullpen they could do it. So I'll take the Nationals here, -0.5 in the first five at -105. Here is Ryan Muller. He's on the over here, and so's Blake. Farley likes the Nats first five. Nine Legacy, they like the Nationals on the run line. Next up here is going to be the Astros taking on the Yankees. We're here with Ethan Petco goes for the Astros. He's got a 4.9 ERA, no record so far for that first start. Will Warren for the Yankees here, 4.42 ERA. 8-6 record for Warren. Astros have lost 2 straight, but the Yankees here in a pretty good role. They lost one the other day coming into this series. They lost that series finale to Toronto, but still won the series overall. And or it wasn't the series finale, but it was the middle game there. Still won the series overall, and the Yankees are actually playing quite well here right now. Gotta like what you see, and you got Will Warren here. And $1.40, I don't mind this price here. In fact, that's starting to seems like the move is on the Astros a little bit. I don't know why. Petco, one start, ended up with a 214 batting average against a 300 BABIP in that start. Houston did win, by the way. It went under. in his first start for Warren. The Yankees are 16-8 with Warren on the mound. Man, I gotta like Warren here in this spot. Yeah, he's got 317 BABIP, not great, but Yankees at home, they are 40-60, or this season, the Yankees are 40-61 to the under as a favorite here. I think that favors the under here big time when you're going, basically 60% to the under uh, as a favorite here. And the Yankees have gone under in 7 of 10. So I just think that bodes well. When you got a favorite team going under, you got a team like the Yankees coming in here at home, usually hold them down a little bit. Also in game ones, Yankees are in a pretty solid under here as well. But I will tell you that when the kind of uncanny, I don't know, these stats aren't great, but the Yankees have gone under in 12 straight when their opponent allows 5 runs or more in their previous game. So, that kind of caught my eye a little bit. And I'll take the under here in this one. Oh, on the morning's team. Give me the under with the Astros and the Yankees today. Ryan's on the Yankees, Farley's on the Yankees, and Nine Legacy will take him on the run line. I don't know if I mind that here, even though the price is getting pretty manageable at $1.40 or so. I think some of the books are up a little higher, $1.45 maybe or so. So I'm gonna take the under though in this one. Next up, the Royals and Seth Lugo are on the mound, taking on the Blue Jays and Max Scherzer. You got a contrast here because you got the Royals. They might be the hottest team in baseball with this winning streak that they're on. I said if they won 37 in a row, they could still make the playoffs. Well, they won 6 in a row, and I said that 5 games ago. For Max Scherzer here, he does have a 7.4 ERA and a 1-6 record so far over here in 11 starts. Not great, not great, but I don't know. He's still favored here. He did look like Max Scherzer last time out. I guess maybe that's the thing. Especially at home, he might just feel a little bit more steady. Now Lugo's been okay. Maybe we've actually thought that Lugo would be a little bit better this season. He still has the low walk rate. Blue Jays have been a lot hotter offensively here. I mean, not the Royals. The Blue Jays have been a little bit hotter offensively here of late. Top 6 in runs created plus and top 4 in slugging and ice over the past week and not striking out very much. But Scherzer, we know he struggled on the season, but his last 3 ERA has been ugly, but it's because he got blown up by the Rays. Really, other than that, he's been more solid. Just 5 earned runs across his previous 4 games outside of that blow-up game. So, yeah, pretty bad numbers and a bad Sierra. Here, the Royals are the hot team. You wonder, can the Blue Jays do it with Max? I'm going to take the Royals here and just keep this winning streak going here right now. Maybe this is the one where Max comes through, but I'm not going to try it. The Royals' offense has been just as hot as the Blue Jays. Probably going to see some runs here, I would think. But Royals in the last week, top 4 in batting average, top 2 in OBP, and 158 weighted runs created here. So they are hitting, there's no doubt. They've averaged 2.8 earned runs in their last 10 against right-handed starting pitching. You got Witt, you got Pasquantino, really doing well. So Blue Jays have played some tougher teams. It wasn't exactly a difficult schedule for the Royals with this winning streak against Detroit and Oakland, but Robert's on the over here. Farley's on the Royals. Nine Legacy says Blue Jays run line and Max to have a big one. And there is Ryan Muller on the over. Okay. Next up here, we've got The Milwaukee Brewers on the road here, taking on the Mets. Mets, uh, both teams coming in off of a loss, but the Brewers still had won three in a row before that, so won three of four. There did win the series against the Braves at home for the Mets. Meanwhile, they did lose the series 2-1 at the White Sox coming in. But Harrison been one of the strongest pitchers out there. He's a great left-hander here, and I don't know. It seems like this is a pretty good situation. You got this left-hander coming in against the Mets here, one of the best lefties in the game in Kyle Harrison. Super consistent, allowing 3 earned runs or less in every start this season except for one game against the A's, which was in Las Vegas. Other than that, since he's returned from injury here, 2.84 ERA and a 111 whip. So, look, they've been solid here lately, talking about the Mets, but the offense anyway. And Thornton's been good on his own as well. I mean, good numbers here, 1.9 earned runs in 9 starts, and good solid command. But 1.13 whip for Thornton and a 235 batting average again. So, look, these guys are pretty decent hurlers here coming into this one. I'd expect them to be pretty good early on. I'm going to go ahead and take the under in the first 5 in this one with the Brewers and the Mets. And both pitchers very solid here. It feels like now the Brewers' offense have not been as good against lefties as they has against righties, averaging just 4.4 hits and 2 earned runs in their last 10 games against left-handed starters. They went up against Sale, they went up against Skubal, and actually hit those guys pretty good. They had 8 and 7 hits respectively in those 2 games. So maybe with Thornton being a little bit better, maybe the Brewers will be stepping up. Let's see what the chat says here, but I'm going to go ahead and take the under in the first 5 here with the Brewers and the Mets today. Give me the under at, I'm going to go, let me see here. I might just go a bit higher in this one at 7.5. I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under 4 runs. I do want to stretch it out. I want to go 4.5 under 45, but I'll take it on the show here. I'll go ahead and go 4. I'm going to probably split that bet though. Want a little hook in there. All right, let's see what the chat said here. It's going to be Parlays on the Brewers on the run line. Bobby Max on the under here. And 9 Legacy says, Mets looking like the game. Going Brewers on the run line. Ryan's on the under in this one. All right, the Dodgers take that winning streak on the road against the Braves. You know, it's funny. The Dodgers, they keep winning by, well, they've covered the run line here twice in the last 4 games. Give them some credit. But haven't been covering the run line really at all. And now they're favored big time here with Glasnow. Now, look, it looks like Glasnow's probably going to come back in and just start looking like Tyler Glasnow. He's had 7 starts this season. The Dodgers, where's the graphic here? 7 starts this season. The Dodgers are 6-1 when Glasnow starts, but he's been out for a while here, so we're getting his return here today. He was on the 60-day injured list, missed 3 months with lower back spasms. That sounds like a painful situation. Made 4 rehab starts in AAA. That's how comfortable the Dodgers are. And worked up to 77 pitches. In his most recent outing, he struck out 9 in 5 1/3 innings. So he was cooking this season. He's still looking good. Braves offense here, terrible actually over the last week, especially against right-handed pitching. But, you know, still with Elder, he's been up and down for sure, but he had the one bad game against the Mets 2 games ago. But other than that, if you throw out that game, he's given up just 6 earned runs in his 5 other starts. So just the fact that the Dodgers can't cover a run line here, I'm going to take the Braves plus a 1.5. at minus $1.30 here or so, and just do that because, like I said, Dodgers. Okay, they did beat Pittsburgh 4-0 last time out. They beat Colorado 6-4, but they still were having trouble covering those run lines, and they're the worst run line team I think in the uh, baseball here as a favorite. 53-72 on the run line for the Dodgers. So let's go ahead and take. I'm going to take the Braves here. No, I know nobody likes Elder, but I still think he's serviceable. He's been able to keep his batting average, 237 batting average against. Now, Glasnow's a 149, but again, he's coming back. Coming back here. I don't know. His starts were still pretty awesome, but the Dodgers here, man, their offense is still great and still top 10, even though they've had a few struggles here. I won't say struggles. I mean, they're back to another winning streak right now. Whoop-de-doo, Dodgers. All right, let's see what the chat says here. We've got Bobby Mack. He's on the over here. Farley's on the over as well, but Ryan's going under first 5. And 9 Legacy likes the Dodgers on the run line. Hey, we're doing pretty good here. Going to go next up. We've got the Rangers taking on the Shy Sox with Jake DeGrom. Goes here for Texas. DeGrom comes in with a 3.76 ERA, 9-8 record. Texas has been pretty hot here of late. Won 2 straight, 4 of 5. And, definitely taking on all comers here. They're still 30-37 on the road overall, but you got a White Sox team here, 39-27 at home. This is where they excel. Anthony Kay, certainly a decent rookie here. 3.96 ERA, 1.37 whip, 254 batting average against. Maybe just doesn't quite match up with DeGrom. And, Texas did win yesterday's game handily, 11-2. But when they played the first series in Chicago, in Texas, Chicago actually won 2 of 4. So, okay, for Jake, he's starting to look like Jake a little bit. Yes, it's had an inconsistent season, but right now, 3 games, a 2.08 ERA, and a 1.0 whip. The White Sox will match up pretty well with them. This lineup has been better against right-handers and the number 1 in walk rate over the last 7 days. And that's important against DeGrom because his control can be a little wavering on the road. So when DeGrom's faced better teams, he has given up 2.8 earned runs per game and does strike out less. And over the past 2 months, K's numbers his splits have been good, especially at home. And, he's elite against left-handed hitters. We know that. And, on Texas, you're not going to see too many, but you got Seager and you got Nimmo, 2 big bats in that lineup. So I'm taking the White Sox today. Give me the Sox here. I'm going to take them even off the 11-2 loss. And I'm going to take them here. Yes, they've had some struggles, but let's see what you got here. Both bullpens have some issues, too. It could be some volatility here by the end of this game. Roberts on the under here, and Cashkane on the Rangers on the run line. Farley likes the White Sox here on the money line. I think I do, too. So, all right, maybe the over is the way to go in that one if you think about it. Seemed to DeGrom struggle on the road. That's all I think. And the White Sox have had some, big outings at home. I'm going to take them here. So is Ryan. Okay, some Rangers support in there. Let's go to next here. The Orioles are on the road taking on the Cardinals in Battle of Beautiful Birds. And you've got Chris Bassett going here in this one up against Liberatore. I don't know if Liberatore has actually been officially announced in there, but I think that's what's going on. And St. Louis has lost 3 in a row right now. both guys have a ERA over 5 here. It doesn't feel like this is going to be a very well pitched game or anything like that. You might see some runs early in this one, I would think. I mean, Bassett here, 5 ERA. Liberatore, 5 ERA. Uh, Bassett, 306, batting average against, 342 BABIP. Liberatore, 333 BABIP. And he's 5-11. Funny thing, though, about Liberatore, he's 5-11, but the Cardinals are 13-12 with him on the mound. So they usually come back after Liberatore kind of stinks it up. These two pitchers are combined 24-13 to the over this season, and I don't know. I kind of think over right now. Cardinals have gone over in 8 of their last 10. Baltimore's been an over team on the road, and especially as an underdog. I'm going to go over in the first 5 in this one with the Orioles and the Cardinals today with Bassett and Liberatore. Bassett, this is only his third start coming back from injury, and he had, weak numbers here for sure since coming back. And although, against left-handed sticks here, 1.9 WHIP. Bassett here, tell you what, Burleson 600 batting average against Bassett. I like his chances to get his runs, hits, and RBIs prop here, I think, in this one. Orioles offense has cooled down, so I still got to take the over in the first 5 in this one with the Cardinals and the Orioles. That Orioles offense has not been great. These two offenses aren't that great, but when you got two guys with 5 ERA, I'm going to go ahead and do it and take the over here with the O's and the Cardinals today. And it seems like a pretty decent number to do so here as well in the first 5 at 4.5 runs. All right, next up here. Oh, let me get the plays from the chat. Sorry about that. Rangers here for 9 legacy. Also, Cascade is on the over. Ryan says go over. First 5 extendo. Bobby Mack here on the Cardinals on the run line. 9 legacy. Cards run line and Farley's on the over. Next up, the Guardians are on the road here, and they're taking on the Angels. Good pitching matchup here with Gavin Williams against Walbert Urania. We know Urania, we've talked about him all year with his great numbers. 2.8 ERA, 198 batting average against. Got to cut those walks down, but he's starting to figure it out, it feels like, a little bit, and start to work on that. He's been solid, good case stuff. But he's walked 7 batters in the last 3 games. But 4.72 ERA in his last 3. For Williams, I mean, this K rate just awesome. Last 3 starts, 33%. Overall for the season, 32.5%. Angels' offense has been solid but not great of late, and they've striking out 24% of the time. You got to think this is a big strikeout game for Williams again, the way he's been going. He's finished with 10 or more strikeouts in 6 of his last 8 starts with a 5. But like I said, his numbers here aren't as good of late, but still, I don't know. I kind of think he will be okay in this game against the Angels. I'm going to go under in the first 5. I'm going to think both these guys can do it here and have a decent start. Good numbers over. Urania has been a pleasant surprise here, no doubt, all season long. And just when you think, hey, this guy's a rookie, he's going to start to, untested. Nobody's talking about this guy at the beginning of the season here, and you know what? He's done pretty well. So let's go ahead and take the under here in the first 5. We know Cleveland's got, bottom 3, maybe their bottom 5 offense. It did get a little hot here with this winning streak right now. So probably still bottom 5 offense, though, overall this season. So let's go under here. It's going to be tough because it's 3.5, but I'm going to take it under in the first 5 at 3.5 in this one with Williams and Urania. And the chat here's got some plays in this one. Cash Game likes the Guardians to keep that winning streak alive. Robert's on the under for the full game, but Farley's on the Angels and 9 Legacy's on the Angels. Try to stop that Cleveland winning streak here. Cleveland who's going to get that last spot in the American League? We know that Boston and the Yankees are looking pretty good, but right out of there, you got Cleveland with 66 wins. They're leading the way. Houston with 65. So right now, it's still Cleveland. Minnesota's right there, though, and so is Toronto. And Seattle, maybe, still with an outside chance, even if they've cost you 20 units. All right. Ryan's on the under here. We move on. The Cubs are taking on the Diamondbacks here. Clay Holmes goes for the Cubs. He's over here with the Cubs now and looking pretty good. Brandon Pfaadt goes for the Diamondbacks. You know how fond of Pfaadt we've been. And right now, he's 7-1 with a 3.38 ERA here. He's really found something here as a starter all of a sudden. And, as much as I supported him over the last 2 years in that 6 ERA, all of a sudden Arizona's 11-2 with Pfaadt on the mound this season. Pretty good, but man, I don't know. You're going against the Cubs. You can't win them all. And Holmes has been a good option. 12 starts, 2.49 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, 211 batting average against. Now, they are just 6-6 with Holmes. So, look, they get into some low-scoring games here, it feels like. And I think that's going to happen here. I think you're going to see good pitching. I'm going to take another first 5 under here. And this one with the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. Definitely liking Holmes here and Pfaadt. Good, solid numbers here for Pfaadt. 6% walk rate for Brandon Pfaadt. So let me go with the another under here in the first 5 in this one with the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. I like the fact that they 11-2 with Pfaadt, but man, the Cubs just keep on. Well, they had that losing streak. Now they've won a couple in a row here again, and not to mention they did get the win here yesterday in the series opener, 7-0. So the Diamondbacks bats were asleep. I took them yesterday, so maybe that's why I'm kind of defaulting here a little bit and going maybe against the Diamondbacks. But I'll just try the safer route maybe for me and take the under here in the first 5 at 4.5 at minus $1.25. Because they couldn't do it for me yesterday, and I'd probably go back to the Cubs just because, I don't know, the Cubs are pretty great with the bats. Okay, you got Ryan here. He's on the under, and Robert's on the over. Robert, let me get it right here. Ryan under first 5, Robert over for the game, although Parlay did take the under. A little bit of a contrast there. All right. We're doing good here on the morning steam, and we got next up. The Pirates are on the road taking on my Padres, and we got Brandon. We got Michael King going here, $1.25. Padres are favored. They had that winning streak snapped yesterday. The Pirates won it 3-2 and 12, so could see the bullpens taxed a little bit. But still, you got Skeens and King. You'd think they'd be able to run deep enough, at least to keep the bullpen steady enough. For King, 1.170 whip. Skeens, 1.14 whip. Both guys, good batting average against as well. Although Skeens has a 310 BABIP, King just a 251 BABIP despite a 9.5% walk rate. But Skeens got all those strikeouts, of course. So let's see here. The Padres and the Pirates going up against Skeens here. Padres are favored. Right? This is where you're supposed to take Skeens. Pirates don't have a good offense here, and if King can shut them down, I think they should be okay. But want to mention here right now, despite what I just said, there's steam coming in right now on the game we were just talking about, the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. We're going to see all the 8s get wiped out here. It's going to go up to 8.5. I took it too late, I guess, here. but we're seeing 8.5 almost across the board here right now. A couple books still behind, but the steam just came in on the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. Industry wide, the board is lit up red here with this total. Anyway, here for the Padres and the Bucks today, and like I said, I just don't know if for me, I want to be on a team like the Padres as a favorite in this role. The Padres are just 11-15 with King on the mound. Although the Pirates are 10-16 with Skeens. They go over with Skeens though, 16-10 to the over, but Padres are 9-17 to the under. And these two guys, you'd think the pitching would be okay here. Padres bats have been awesome, and Pirates bats have not been awesome, but maybe the pitching kind of neutralizes all that in the end. But you still got to go into that bullpen, and it got a little thin there. So, all right. Oh, man. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bucks here in this one. Give me the Bucks at plus at even money or so. Robert's on the Padres, and Farley's on the Padres as well. Maybe I'm just a little frustrated on last night's loss. Few more games here, and then we'll do some WNBA. The show will be over. Here's the Twins and the Braves with Taj Bradley, 3.9 ERAs up against Gage Jump here. Jump with a 4.83 ERA. For Bradley, 1.28 whip, 222 batting average against. Jump has got pretty weak numbers here for sure. 333 BABIP, 1.5 whip, 5-8 record overall for the Twins. They're 15-10 with Taj Bradley out there, and they are a pretty stiff favorite. But you got to think the Twins are going to crush them here, and you got to, you saw those runs yesterday. No reason why it won't go over again. I think it would go way over again. Actually, give me the over. It was 9-6 yesterday. I think it's probably going to be very, very similar here to that one. Look, might be where you want to even take if you're going to take the Twins, right? You take them on the run line here in a wild one. Yeah, maybe they, you know how it goes. Sometimes in the ninth inning is a volatility game like this, but I'm going to go actually over in this one at 9.5. 9.5 in a game here. And I got the wrong team name up there. Let me fix that. I'm sure everybody's going crazy. Again, sometimes I type it in as, I see the ATL or ATH, and I'm like, oh, Braves. We already did the Braves, of course. But I'll go over. Let's fix it here. I'm sure everybody. All right. AM Betts is here today. He says Twins at Athletics. Yeah, but if you listen, even though I had the graphic wrong, we were talking about we said, who the right team was. Just because the producer doesn't get the graphic right, I don't want to fire the guy. Okay, Robert here's on the over. Farley's on the over as well. And see, Robert knows. And Robert's on the Ryan Muller here is on the over in this one. And I've seen a lot of controversy about, I don't know about controversy, but some videos out there, and you know who the guy is. If he's a little bitter that the A's are leaving Oakland or left Oakland, but basically saying here, that they shouldn't be the Athletics. Leave the name for Oakland. They've been the Athletics. We have talked about this. They were the Philadelphia Athletics. They were the Kansas City Athletics. They were the Oakland. They're going to be the Las Vegas Athletics, okay? They're the Athletics. They're very athletic people. Above average athletes. All right. Phillies here taking on the Mariners with Aaron Nola. Goes here 5.12 ERA for Nola and a 5-9 record. For George Kirby here, 4.17 ERA. But, that's very un-Kirby-like. Still, maybe the Mariners here against this Phillies team, as hot as they've been, Mariners have won 3 of 4, and they crushed them yesterday. Phillies were on a winning streak, then they had to come all the way across the country. Maybe the Phillies are due for a slight letdown. I mean, as hot as they've been right now. For Nola here, 1.41 whip, 274 batting average against, 319 BABIP. Kirby's got a 339 BABIP. I'm expecting runs, actually. Yeah, maybe for these two it shouldn't be that way, but I don't know right now. You got Philadelphia here. They've gone over in 8 of their last 10, and Seattle's gone over in 9 of 10. Now, Philly is 10-21 to the under as an underdog. So they're an underdog here, but not by much. It might be even, I have $1.15 listed on the screen. There's pick'ems out there, right? Pretty sure, yeah, mostly pick'ems. So I'm going over here. I'll go over in the first 5, actually, with these two. Give me over here with Nola and Kirby in the first 5 in this one. Especially in a game here in Seattle with a 7.5 full game. That's going to set up very nicely here to go over. Now, I think the bookmakers are kind of on to what I'm at because it's 4 over 30 in the first 5, but I'm going to take it and go over. First 5. Farley's on the over for the full game, but Robert's on the Phillies, and Ryan's on the Phillies as well. I don't know. I just feel like, they were on the winning streak. Okay, maybe, look, maybe it took one game. Maybe it'll take one game to get acclimated because they got crushed there, and Raleigh did hit 3 home runs. The Phillies have actually owned this series. I mean, they only play 3 times a year, but last year the Phillies won them all at home. One more game for baseball tonight. It's going to be the Reds taking on the Giants. We'd kick this one to the curb here, I think, if we were on the weekend here. We probably will. But Giants did win yesterday, 5-0, and you got Brady Singer here. He's pretty bad, 4.71 ERA for Singer here. Also, 301 BABIP, 275 batting average against, and the Reds are 9-16 with Singer on the mound. I'd imagine the Giants could finally win another. Maybe they can get a 2-game winning streak, break them up. Hauser's got a 408 ERA coming in. And Giants still here, yeah, they haven't been great, but even as a favorite, they're pretty bad. A game under 500, but as a favorite, you're not supposed to be that bad. Anyways, 5-0 yesterday. Giants here were able to get the win. I thought they played well in that Boston series, actually. They only lost by 4, in the 3 games, they lost by a combined total of 4 runs. So thought they were playing pretty well. I do think their offense right now is also a little bit underrated. I'm taking the Giants here tonight over the Reds at a decent price here, a minus $1.15. Yeah, maybe $1. Yeah, $1.15 for sure. In fact, very close to a pickup. I'm taking the Giants in this one. Ryan's on the over here. Cash Kane's on the Giants, and Farley's on the Giants as well, and so's Bobby Mack. That's what we used to call a consensus. And that's it for the baseball. All right, let's go to WNBA action tonight. 3 games here, and man, we've already seen a big move here, and I don't know what's going on in this one, man. Okay, well, I guess I do know what's going on, but here we go. And I gotta say it. I'm gonna say it one more time for the last time in history. It's as the rivalry as old as the universe itself when the sky takes on the sun for the final time as the Sun are moving to Houston. For the sky here, look, there's up to a 6 point. I'm even seeing some 6.5s out there. And look, I mean, the Sky have been a lot better in the second half. They're still 15-23. They're still bad, actually. Connecticut, they're bad too. But they've actually won some games here and there. The Sky have won a few more, that's for sure. But Connecticut did win at home against LA, kind of like a similar bad team here. And they're getting all these points. I mean, come on. The sky is not good enough to do something. Now, there are some injuries on Connecticut here. Okay, Lacan is out. She's already left. She's already left for her European team, and Nelson Odota questionable, Griner questionable as well. But Edwards is probable, and Reagan Beer is also probable in there. I've got to take the Connecticut Sun in this game plus the points. I'm sorry. I'll you know, I'll take the loss if that happens here, but I'm going to take Connecticut. I don't like the Sky here to win on the road. Sun money line and maybe OT. Robert does like the Sky though on the road. AM bets those. Here comes the Sun, and good to see AM here today. Next up, we've got the Fire taking on the Wings. Said, the Fire, they're the best team not going to the postseason, and the Wings here, the Wings have done a nice job to be a playoff team here this year. They just beat Seattle and Indiana at home and doing a nice job there. Won and covered both. This is a pretty big line, though, and I think the Fire have done a nice job this season. Now, to be fair, Dallas just did blow out Seattle. I guess they could do so again. They are just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10, although they are 10-8 against the spread at home. As far as the total is concerned here, you do have a Dallas 5-13 to the under at home. I'd have to think maybe that could be the way to go, but Portland is 19-11 to the over as an underdog. So I'm kind of torn on this one, and I'm going to take Portland plus the points here, plus 8.5 in this one. The total here has gone up to 177.5, so the climb is real. But again, Dallas does play unders at home. Now, they did meet back on July 22nd, and it was 101-97, and it did not go overtime. That was in Portland, however. The other first game between the two was 84-83 in Portland, and that one did go under. Portland actually won that game. So I'll take Portland here. AM Betso likes the Wings here in this one. Yeah, I don't know if the injury to Fudd is really, and Robert's going over, is going to be a big factor here overall. I guess it is a bit of a factor. Talking about the playoffs, but okay. Last up, the Mystics are taking on Phoenix here in this one. We know, Mystics. You'd think they're a big under team because they play some of the best defense, but I think the number is kind of on with them because they're not a big under team overall. 7-10 to the under on the road, and Phoenix is 12-5 to the over at home. But I still think the Mystics and this defense is probably the way to go. They're favored here by 2. In fact, Kelsey Plum is upgraded to probable, so that could change things a little bit. But Suarez is out. Bonner is also out. Bonner's already done with her season, by the way, just here announced. So it looks like Phoenix throwing in the towel there. I think Bonner, has already left the team here. They gave her permission to leave the team. So Whitcomb here is probable, but I don't know. Bonner's been, the veteran. I'm not saying she's been great, but when you're just letting teams let their players get to their next stop. Let's see here. Mercury for AM Bets. Happy birthday to Terrell, everybody. Getting up late on his birthday. You might go to one of those breakfast places and get a free breakfast. Keen says, happy birthday, Terrell. And yeah, Phoenix might not have the fight. Washington, Washington's the playoff team, don't forget, right? They're basically a pick-em here. So I don't know. I kind of like the Mystics here to take this one. I'm going to take them. Give me the Mystics here in this one. At -2, -1. All right. Right. What's it? Remember the I'm seeing the videos there on the YouTube. How come no one went to Sambo's? All right. I guess that's it for the Morning Steam. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here. We'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam. Don't forget, check out VB MMA picks here for our fight coverage tonight with the Dana White Contender Series here. We'll also have VB MMA picks today. It may actually be at the same time as the fights, but we might have it at 6 Eastern, maybe 5. It's either 6 or 7 Eastern, actually. It might be during the fights, but all right. It's going to do it here for the Morning Steam Show. Thank you for joining me. And we'll be back tomorrow to do it all again. Thanks to everyone in the chat as well. All right. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from Las Vegas.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes